on this Friday evening, March 12th, 2021. And direct one, news of Manhattan. That's the Leader Channel 5 o'clock news for Friday evening, March 12th, 2021. It's 5 o'clock and the mountain temperature standing at 65 degrees. Top stories on the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news for Friday evening is New York Governor Andrew Cuomo again refuses to resign, says Democratic calls for him to quit are dangerous. Minneapolis City Council approves $27 million settlement to George Floyd's estate. In the UK, Sarah Everard met PC Wayne Couzens charged with murder. Biden's meeting on the walk quad, the anti-China alliance explained. Gavin Newsom recall campaign clears 2 million signatures, the organizer said. President Biden in his speech last night urged national unity to reach normalcy. Woman arrested for cuff and pepper spray Asian Uber driver in San Francisco. The $1,400 stimulus payments are already posted into some bank accounts, but others could face delays. Colorado braces for a major snowstorm this weekend. Female Kumo staffers say that they were told to wear makeup, heels, and dresses. Boris Johnson visits Northern Ireland on unionist tension. AstraZeneca says no evidence of blood clot risk from vaccine as country suspend its use. Italy COVID lockdown, Draghi cabinet to make the way tightening measures. Hong Kong legislature will be largest ceremony after China revamp, says ex-U.S. diplomat. Man by Washington Wilson bumps up outdoor dining lunch for Boston restaurants. Germany's Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga will be the first foreign leader to visit President Joe Biden in person at the White House when he visits Washington, D.C. next month. North Korea's sanctions slow but don't stop nuclear development, analysts said. 10 years in the Syrian revolution, no peace in sight. Reports 43. Member states Ghostbuster North Korea human rights draft resolution. North Korean diplomatic fled the regime embassy in the Kuwait said Pyongyang is quietly working toward restarting diplomacy with the United States. President Biden met virtually Friday with the leaders of Australia, Japan, and India for a quadrilateral summit promoting independence and cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region. Members of the New York congressional delegation on Friday called on Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign over accusations of sexual harassment that had plagued him for years. Biden on $1.9 trillion COVID-19 package help is here. Minneapolis settles with George Floyd's family for $27 million. Biden ends immigration status check for sponsors of unaccompanied minors. The Alabama House of Representatives voted Thursday to end its prohibition teaching yoga in public schools, a step that could end a nearly 30-year ban. The Alabama smokers seeking information about quitting has declined by nearly 30% since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic last month, according to the report released Friday by the North American Quitline Consortium. Positive COVID-19 tests derailed Kansas and Virginia training ones. AP sending nearly 9% of these sports scholarships going to men. Probe false wire officials for keep approved death secret. A peek beyond the mask precautions at the pandemic Grammys. Conflict goals between U.S. and allies over vaccine supply. COVID-19 deaths fallen by America's must remain vigilant and faith leaders yet pandemic of grief, solace, and resilience. Former North Federer man indicted in murder in 2010, killing of Atterbury man in Providence. AP source: Patriots completed in 1 year drill to resign Newton. North Atterbury King August gives glowing reviews to getting back to school. North Atterbury, the school department is considering using an outside auditor to review the district's financial controls following an audit with the town's finance. The superintendent Scott Holcomb said. One person injured in a two-car accident on Route 1 in North Atterbury. Driver in fatal North Atterbury crash that killed girlfriend, 6 dismissals. Somerset Berkeley football player wants fans at games. Taunton firefighter would drop anything to help. Taunton football ready for fall 2 season opener, and same goes for Taunton. Fall River Taunton seek regional vaccine sites. Teachers roll their sleeves to get vaccinated. Quincy murderer proof of parole. Stock today up 293.05 at 378.64. SP 5 up 4 at 3943.34 and Nasdaq done 78.81 at 13390.87. U.S. tops 100 million COVID-19 vaccine doses administered. 13% of adults now fully vaccinated. Jeff Bezos turns down Bernie Sanders' invitation to attend Senator on income equality. COVID-19 stimulus package doubles Americans that get a tax waiver up to $10,200 in unemployment benefits. China vaccination sees substantial and historic declines amid COVID-19 pandemic, CDC director warns. Severe kidney problems see which COVID-19 vaccine doses should not be delayed for cancer patients. COVID cases tick up slightly in Pennsylvania, deaths trend downward, and nearly 1 million COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in Iowa. Trump's moon program survived returns for power, so what's next? Space station crew to relocate Soyuz to make room for new crewmates. NASA's named the rocks and soil on Mars in a novel language. Aging Hubble's return to operations after software glitch. In sports, Kansas Jayhawks must withdraw from the Big 12 men's basketball tournament following positive coronavirus tests. Michigan coach Juwan Howard ejected during heated skirmish with Maryland, and Bears GM Ryan Pace, head coach Matt Nagy spotted trade lenses per day. Celtics in the room, 7 off. And now, take a look at the Peter Chill traffic turns to check at 5:06. Baby! On the MBTA subway system, looking good behind Community Rail, Kings Line train 10:37 for 10 p.m. from Stop Station to part of Stop Station and is operating 35 minutes past to the switch issue. And ferries, they are looking good. And now, take a look at the highways and byways of New England. And take a look at the highways and byways in New England. 195 slow between Westport and Dartmouth, 95 to the southbound side. A little bit slow between Pawtucket down to Providence at 95. Northbound side, low side downtown Providence, 185. Westbound slow between Seacock down to Providence, 146 on northbound side. Low slow around the North Spirit area, 146 southbound, slow around the 95 section in Providence. And Jamestown, Newport, bound up some kind of road result. Looking good. 185 a little bit slow around. Route 44 and the 28 in the middle area, 95 southbound side. Slow between Foxborough and all the way down to 152 in North Attleboro, and 24 southbound slope to 128 Canton, 300 southbound side, so the Braintree split, 128 southbound side, low slope between Needham all the way down the Braintree split, 128 on the northbound side, little bit slope between Braintree and down the Randolph, Suburb Expressway, slope between Boston down and the Braintree, and 93 in both ends of downtown Boston and backed up, and 93 the southbound side, a little bit slope between Somerville down the Zach Bridge and downtown Boston, and 93 the northbound side, slope between 99 out in the Somerville area all the way down to 128 in the Redding, 128 slow in both ends between Route 3 and Brilton all the way down the Redding. And 3 to the northbound side, a little bit so in the Bedford stretch, and 93 to the northbound side, also between 495 and Angelo to 110 Lawrence, and 495 on the northbound side, a little bit so around Route 113 in April, and 39395 are looking good in the Granite State of New Hampshire. And Mass Pike slow between Western all the way down to Framingham, and Mass Pike a little bit so on 29395 in the Auburn direction. 290 on the westbound side, a little bit so at Route 9 in Worcester, and Western Mass highways are looking good, and at 84 westbound, so between Harper down to Farmington, and 84 stop and go between Waterbury down to Denver, and 84 both back between Denver and Newtown, Connecticut, American Parkway eastbound, so between Greenwich all the way down to Milford, Connecticut, American Parkway westbound, so between Hampton stretch, 95 stop and go between Greenwich all the way down to Bridgeport, Connecticut at 95, southbound side, so between New Haven down to Milford, Connecticut, and up in northern New England. At 93 on the northbound side, also Concord, New Hampshire, and Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and Wisconsin, looking good. And just before we shift gears to the weather at 5:08, 1,577 COVID-19 new cases and 29 digital deaths in Massachusetts. And now shifting the gears of the weather. Hope you enjoyed one of the nice weeks we had weather-wise with today was gorgeous. Temperatures in the 60s. I saw a couple of people taking walks around Taunton and around Norton. Oh, what a beautiful week it was weather-wise. But, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we are going back to temperatures that resemble like May, like March, with temperatures in the 40s. And a strong cold front crested our region this evening, bringing 45-50 mile per hour wind gusts and much colder temperatures. Tonight in the early side rain, yet another period of strong northwest winds expected Sunday and Sunday night as another cold front moves through. The front will bring in a seasonally colder about Sunday night and Monday, and moderate temperatures Tuesday, Thursday, and weeks. This may bring some winter precipitation during Tuesday and Tuesday night. Never system may affect the region during Thursday and Friday. And strong wind gusts at 45, 55 miles at isolated gusts up to 60 miles at tonight and turn much colder. A strong cold front will track through this upper New England this evening, bringing substantially colder mass with it. It is possible that we may have a shower or two with a frontal passage, but the front is moisture starving and not expecting substantial precipitation at 850 winds along beyond the front of 45, 55 knots, and while temperature at 850 falls from 0 to 14 Celsius below between 00C and 068 tonight. And straight low lapse rates support these stronger winds mentioned on the surface, and widespread northwest gusts up to 45, 55 miles per hour. But tonight, a wind advisory remains affected in northwestern and natural weather service Boston, Norton border area that says continue possibly have some higher gusts up to 60 miles that we would occur. Would be most likely over the highest terrain of the Worcester Hills and the east slopes of the Berkshires, and a very noticeable change to the air mass with overnight lows in the 20s above. So the region, except low 30s along the Cape and Islands, and then the strong winds will result in wind chill valves down to the single digits in the high terrain and the teens elsewhere. And take a look at the national weather summary. Shows severe thunderstorms and flash wind possible to the Central Southern Plains and the Mississippi Valley that Sunday, and major winter storm and impact the Central Rockies and Central High Plains Friday evening and Friday weekend. A critical risk of fire weather possible for much of New England and parts of western Texas. And then stationary front draped across the Central Southern Plains and Middle Mississippi Valley expected to be the focal point for heavy rain and potential severe thunderstorms throughout the weekend. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a slight risk of severe thunderstorms for northern Texas and western Oklahoma to tomorrow morning, and damaging wind gusts and large hail and isolated tornadoes are expected to be the main threats of severe storms, and the potential of some severe weather will continue about that period, with the primary region of the concern tomorrow being a immense risk area extending from the eastern Texas Panhandle to the western Oklahoma and the southeastern Arkansas and northwestern Mississippi will be at the greatest risk on Sunday, and most important northward from the Gulf of Mexico and an active, very slow moving frontal boundary will serve as ingredients for the recently high rain rates over the middle of America this evening and tomorrow. Rainfall to totals of 1 to 2 inches will be possible over the eastern Central Plains and Middle Mississippi Valley, and having already been subject to 2 to 3 inches of rain in the past 24 hours, and thereby saturated soils. And then the Water Prediction Center has issued a slight risk of excessive rainfall for parts of the regions and flood warnings and watches that are currently in effect as the frontal boundary lifts into the Central Plains on Saturday. The heavy rain, thunderstorms, and frontal flash flood will be shipped well with a rainfall totals in excess of 2 to 3 inches in 24 hours possible over the Central Plains Saturday and Sunday. A slight risk of excessive rainfall will remain in effect then for the region for Sunday. At west, a deep cutoff of upper level low over the southwest will be the driving force behind it. Significant winter storm set to back the Central Rockies and the Central Plains part of the weekend. Prior to the main event, average snowfall fall across portions of the Central Great Basin and southwestern relation regions of Utah and Arizona likely to see 6 inches of snowpack tomorrow morning. Showers and thunderstorms will be likely possible over the parts of Southern California and southwestern Arizona in the early morning hours. A low pressure system forming the Central Great Basin Friday night will produce the first round of snow Friday and Saturday as the weekend progresses. That lows forecast to join with the system in the Central Plains that will produce a miniature current cyclone, which will continue heavy snowfall over the Central Rockies and the Central High Plains. By Sunday, by the end of the weekend, it is highly likely that 1 to 2 feet of snowfall have fallen across the Front Range and the Northern Colorado, the Alameda Range, Wyoming, and the I-25 urban corridor wall. Accumulations are over a foot of the possible over the Central High Plains, and strong winds gusting up 30 to 40 miles are expected to accompany the heavy snowfall rates at 1 to 2 inches per hour. This will create near blizzard conditions, making road and air travel difficult but not possible. Winter storm watches and warnings have been issued for much of Wyoming and Colorado, as well as northeastern Utah and the western parts of Nebraska and South Dakota. Some light wintry precipitation and the cold front is possible to enter New England early on Sunday and in the upper Midwest, and high temperatures 20 to 30 degrees above normal have been forecasted the Saturday of cold front. Moving back to the Pacific Northwest on Sunday, between precipitation in all kinds of the region and Northern California over the Southern High Plains. Dry conditions and gusty gusts of winds south of the development winter storm will develop the critical fire danger across the areas in the weekend. And take a look at the special weather statement. And we got a wind advisory, northwest winds 20 to 30 miles an hour, gusts between 45 and 55 miles an hour, isolated wind gusts 6 miles possible all of 7 New England, and from 8 p.m. this evening to 9 a.m. Saturday, gusty winds could blow down, and skirt objects and tree winds could be blown down, and few power may result. And a red flag warning in effect from 7 a.m. 5 p.m. on Saturday for gusty northwest winds and very low relative humidity across much of 7 New England, and the National Weather Service and Boston and Northern Indiana red flag warning for gusty northwest winds and very low relative humidity, which in effect from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time on Saturday affect areas northern and central northeastern Connecticut and all Rhode Island, and the Massachusetts from the east slopes of the Berkshires east of the Remainder of the state for locations where a snowpack is no longer exists. And time on Saturday morning and late afternoon, winds northwest 15-25 miles, I guess up to 50 miles an hour. During the Saturday morning, winds diminished by midday to 10-15 miles, I guess up to 25-30 miles an hour. Wealthy humidity between 20 and 30%. After the nights in the mid-30s to upper 40s, close along the east slopes of the Berkshires, and dry weather and gusty winds will result in critical fire weather conditions. And red flag warning means that critical fire weather conditions are expected. Any fires that they start may spread rapidly and become difficult to distinguish. Okay, taking a look at the forecast. Goes like this. Clear sky tonight, low 3 degrees. Northwest about 6 to 15 miles an hour, 44 miles an hour for Saturday. South sky about 47 degrees. Northwest about 10 to 50 miles an hour, 43 miles an hour for Saturday. Most of the sky about 30 degrees. West about 8 miles an hour for Sunday. Slight shift to shots between 9 a.m. and noon. Mostly south about 45, low 14 degrees. And breeze to the northwest about 9 to 40 miles increase in the 19 to 24 miles in the afternoon. And winds get size 30 to 35 miles an hour for Monday. South sky about 28, low 15 degrees. Northwest about 5 to 50 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour for Tuesday. Partly south sky have a 38 degrees, a low 27 carbon coming to the south front and 5 to 7 miles in the morning. And for Wednesday, partly south sky have 49, low 31 degrees, carbon coming to the southwest one 5 miles in the afternoon. And for Thursday, showers likely mostly clouds but 50, low 37 degrees. Southwest about 3 to 8 miles an hour, winds get size 20 miles an hour, just to the 70%. And for Friday, check the showers, mostly clouds but 48 degrees. Northwest about 6 to 10 miles an hour, size 22 miles an hour, just to the 40%. Right now, Norton is about 65 degrees. That's going to be the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news for a Friday, March 12th, 2021. I'm Peter J. Woods. Hope you have a good evening and goodbye day. Stay safe, be positive, be well. See you at 10 o'clock for Atlanta Airport. Hope you have a good evening.